All right, everybody, welcome back into Cherry Picking. Today's video, we're going to be doing another mock draft, this time from the 12 spot. If you missed the last video, we did it from the 2 spot. Check out our page and check out that mock draft. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to FanDuel Canada for sponsoring the video as well. As I mentioned today, going to be going through the reasoning or the differences, I guess you could say, from the early picks, those 1, 2, 3 compared to when you're picking at the end of the draft, the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're doing in a 14-man league for this mock draft, so see how that goes. We'll be giving reasoning behind each pick that we make, kind of some commentary here and there. So let's get into the draft. All right, so this draft is ready to get started here. So in the 12th spot, we have 11 picks in front of us here, so see how the guys in front of us pick. But in this 12, 13, 14 spot, I'm probably going to be looking at Kaprizov in this spot right here, in the 12th spot. That's kind of my go-to guy or key-in guy I want to be going for. Brady Tkachuk is also an option, especially if you're in bangers leagues. Obviously, really important. Contributes in the shots department, hits department, block shots even. Even same thing for his brother, JT Miller. Guy who wins a ton of faceoffs that includes in your leagues too. But I think Kaprizov is the guy that I'm going to be. I mean, if Makar drops you at 12, there goes Makar. What am I saying? Drops you at 12. That would be insane. I know some people would probably take Yossi in my spot. I don't know, man. There's a lot of mouths to feed on this Nashville team now, and not that Yossi's not going to be as dominant, but will he have to do as much as he's had to do in the years past? I don't know. I think Kaprizov is, here we go. So Nylander, Panarin, JT Miller, Tkachuk, Kaprizov here. Like even JT Miller, and now it's my turn. I'm going to be going with Kirill Kaprizov. I'd be fine with going Brady Tkachuk as well, but like Kaprizov in this spot. If I can get Yossi on the wraparound here, that'd be great. But this is the tough spot for this draft, in my opinion. Once you get to here, you're probably going to miss out on Hughes and Yossi. So do you want a D or do you want a goalie? Then you reach on kind of Igor, Saros, Ottinger, one of those guys. You can take another winger. But I'm staying away from the center position. You have no reason to take Crosby in the spot. Okay, Quinn Hughes or Roman Josi going to fall to me here? I will take either of those for sure. I don't know if what this Nicky guy took, so I'm not sure. But I would be looking, like, if you can get a really good winger and then a solid, like a Quinn Hughes or Yossi on the wraparound from the 12, 13, 14 spot, you're coming away with a win there. And look at this, I get my crop of the pick. Who do I want? Probably go with Yossi. I know what I just said, but I still think I'd rather have Yossi. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because there's a lot of centers there, but like I don't want Crosby there. Like Braden Point, Eichel, solid, but are they as good? Like Braden Point, sure. Eichel, I'm not maybe sold on. New line, obviously, I'm pretty high on Victor Olofsson this year, but still. I could have also looked at maybe a goalie. Jake Gensel's another guy I would have looked at. Wouldn't have looked at Sam Reinhart in this spot. He is like the prime candidate for a regression season, considering what happened last year. Huge explosion of goals, really high shooting percentage, gets paid. Like regression it's like stamped on his forehead. Not that he's going to be bad, but he's not going to score. I don't think he'll score 50 plus. Right, as this draft has gone along here, we've seen some goalies go, and obviously some other key defensemen. The next kind of batch in Dahlin and Bouchard, and then the first set of goalies in Shesterkin and Skinner. I don't think it's possible, but if I can get Jake Ottinger, 12 might be my new favorite place to pick if this is how all drafts are going to go. Kaprizov, Yossi, and then Ottinger, that could be the top player at each position at the end of the year. And you're getting them in each separate rounds. That's insane value in my opinion. Another guy to be looking at, Gensel. Can't go wrong with Gensel. Stamkos, we'll see with Stamkos. Tommy Novak as the center there. Marchessault coming off a career high in goals. Will he be able to recreate that on a brand new team in he's 33, 34, I think? Barkov's always solid. You know what you're going to get from him. Trocheck had a pretty solid year this year. I think we're going to see a little bit of bounce back from Zibanejad. Obviously, last year was, I wouldn't say disappointing, but it wasn't his best year, considering the year he had the prior to that. Yeah, just 26 goals, while Trocheck had 25 and more assists. So I don't think that'll be the same this year. I think Zibanejad's a more talented player. Jake Ottinger is still there, and it's looking like he is in the bracket of where he could fall. Like, I would take Vasilevsky as well. I think Tampa's going to be solid again this year. And I think Vasi, it's like a great buyback spot for Vasi at this point, considering he had his worst numbers, I think, across the board last year. Like if you look, like 290 goals against, a save percentage like right around 900 or below. I'm pretty sure in some cases. Someone took Swayman for some reason. The whole Swayman thing, I don't think we're going to see Swayman on this Boston Bruins team anytime soon. So you're taking Korpisalo late drafts for sure. But you can't bank on drafting Swayman this early for him not to play. After what's going on with Sweeney and Cam Neely over the past week and all the media bullshit, like I don't blame Swayman for kind of, or what his agent said, I guess you could say. Okay, Stamkos, Gensel gone, but Ottinger's there. Is Kurt going to fuck us here? Is Kurt going to take Jake Ottinger? Don't do it, Kurt. Kurt, don't do it. Give me Jake. Oh, you fucking piece of shit. You piece of trash. Okay. So, at this point, 20 seconds. Vasilevsky. I'm not looking at any. I would look at Kempe's a really interesting option. Or do I just go with Bedard? I think Bedard's going to be so much better this year. I'm going to go with Bedard. I should have gone with Vasilevsky. Shit. Should have gone Vasilevsky, guys. I should have gone Vasilevsky, then Bedard. Bedard's a center. No one would have picked him. I should have. I panicked. But that's okay. If we could still get Vasilevsky there, that'd be great. If not, there's definitely other goalies later on in the draft that I'm confident on. Svechnikov goes. I think Kempe, like LA this year, they're playing a different style. They're not playing what they were playing under Tom McClellan for all those years, in the past couple of years. I think, Jim Miller comes in, or midway through last year. I think this team will be different. Performance-wise, it's hard to say because their goalies in the past have performed surprisingly well, but they're changing their style. So how well is Kemper going to fare in this? Okay, Vasilevsky's still here. Come on, dude. Not again. See, Connor Bedard would definitely still be here if I didn't take him in the last one. And I did. And now Vasilevsky. Please don't take him, Nikki. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Yes. Tage Thompson. Not a bad pick. Okay, so I'm going to take Vasilevsky here. Like I said, bounce back here. You're getting his pretty much at the lowest stock. You're going to have Vasilevsky, but I definitely think it's worth it. Okay, so team after 4 rounds. Bedard at center, Kaprizov, Roman Josi, and Andre Vasilevsky. Very happy with that. I think we got very lucky with the Josi falling to us at pick 18, I think it was. And then we missed out on Ottinger, but that would have been an absolute steal. And then Bedard and Vasilevsky, I think, is very solid too. So I think at this point as well, you're not gonna see me drafting too many centers until later on now. I think I'm gonna go heavy defenseman because I think how it's gonna line up is where defensemen and goalies are really gonna, like if you look at where my next pick is kind of coming here, you got Dougie Hamilton, Charlie McAvoy. Either of those guys I'd be down to take. Noah Dobson as well on this Patrick Waugh-led team. I think Dobson's gonna have another insane year. Demko, I'm not going to be looking at. Sorokin, we don't really know about Sorokin right now. He still hasn't played in any preseason games. He's been practicing like by himself, kind of, or skating by himself, so not really with the team. So I think there's a little bit too much unknown there. We do already have a goalie, so we could go like another winger and then a defenseman. If I'd be looking at a winger here, Kempe's obviously still there. He will be gone. Johnson's going to be gone. Let's look at around here. Tippett is interesting. Tippett or Konechny, who would you rather have? I think I'd probably rather have Tippett. Younger, better shot, I think, just also because he's younger. Marchessault, I don't think I'm buying stock in. Fiala, I think I would buy stock in Fiala, but I'm also buying stock in Quentin Byfield, who I'd be taking a little bit later on than in the current position right now. Markstrom would be a guy I'm kind of honing in on for sure. He was in my must-draft goalies. I think, last season he was in the wrong situation just for Calgary. Obviously, I think it got mishandled, and he probably wanted out of Calgary earlier than it happened. But I think New Jersey was always the place he wanted to go. I think New Jersey's defense is really impressive with bringing over Brendan Dillon, Brett Pesce, who's I know is hurt right now, but I think Markstrom could play really well in front of this Devils team. I know they've had like really bad save percentage woes over the past couple years under Lindy Ruff, but it's a new era now under Sheldon Keefe. So we'll see if he'll be able to do that. Okay, so lots of centers. both Tippett and Konechny there. Dougie Hamilton and Charlie McAvoy. I don't know why Dougie Hamilton's name is NA right now. But him or McAvoy, if I can get either of those guys, I'm down for sure. Get some D. I don't think I'm going to be... I'd rather the value on these defensemen here, rather Marchessault, Fiala. Even a Nuge would be useful too. That could be maybe a second pick, but... do I want to go Dougie Hamilton or Noah Dobson? Oh, Noah Dobson just got taken. All right. I'm going to go Dougie Hamilton then. Dougie Hamilton, and now let's look at a winger. Honestly, I know you guys are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm going with Cole Caulfield. It's a little bit of a reach. But I think he's going to have a massive year. He's in a very select spot. I think I've said it in videos before, but if you haven't heard me say it, Cole Caulfield last year, first player since Jack Eichel in the 2018-2019 season to have 300-plus shots on goal, but less than 30 goals. There's been a couple players to do it over the past few seasons. Eichel had, after that season where he had the 300-plus shots and less than 30 goals, 36 goals, his career high. Okay, drafting again. We're going to go Cole Caulfield. And he has that bing bang, both. I'm loving what we're seeing here. Bedard, Kaprizov, Caulfield, Yossi, Hamilton, Vasilevsky. But as I was saying, Jack Eichel, after that year that he had with 300-plus shots on goal and less than 30 goals, it was the 2019-2020 season, I believe. Buffalo, he played 68 games. He had 36 goals. His career high in goals, also didn't even play a full season. He had a shooting percentage of 16%, also a career high. Just a really good year all around for Eichel. I think we could see a similar thing for Cole Caulfield if Evander Kane did the same thing. He had 300-plus shots on goal and less than 30 goals when he was with the Sharks, I believe. The following year, had a 30-goal season, tied his career high in goals for a season as well. Patrice Bergeron, I believe, did the same thing. So there is method to this kind of, if you want to call it a system, because it doesn't happen very often, and it's proven to be kind of a good omen for last year, because Cole Caulfield's an incredible talent. I think you could chalk it up to puck luck. I don't know what other valid reasons you could look at, but I think we're going to see a goal output from Cole Caulfield that will surprise a lot of people this year. All right, getting into the 7th round now. Looking for another goalie. But what goalies do we have that are available right now? Anderson, Kochetkov, UPL, it's an interesting option. Gustafsson, are we going to buy in on Gustafsson again this year, guys? I think we have to. Joey Decord, man, I really like Joey Decord heading into this season. Maybe I'm buying the cheese, but I do like him. You can kind of wait on some of those guys. Are we looking for another D? I'm not looking Uyghur's way. He had a really good year last year, 20 goals, but I can't think that's going to happen again. Heiskanen, you can't not like Heiskanen. This guy's incredible. I think Dallas is going to be incredible this year too. I could very well go with Heiskanen here, and then go with another forward. And I think I can continue to wait on centerman. And look at all these. Look, they just start to pile up. You got Robert Thomas, Brock Nelson, Anze Kopitar, Bo Horvat, Mark Scheifele. Probably would want Robert Thomas out of the bulk of those players there. Nelson. It'll be interesting to see Nelson. Yes, this video is being recorded Tuesday, but there was a Monday game, the Islanders preseason game, where Siplikov played with Brock Nelson, and he played very solid on that line with Nelson and Palmieri. Did Miro Heiskanen go? He must have, because I don't see him. Yep. All right, so my plan kind of got foiled here. So what do? Do we take a Brock Faber? That could be an option. Do we take... I can't take Slav... do I take Boldy? Oh, skated and is feeling better. Yeah, we're taking Matt Boldy. Love Matt Boldy. Him and Kaprizov, though, is that overkill? Stock up on the D. We'll get another forward here for sure. The D aren't going to be around forever. And then I think we'll wrap around with a goalie after this. I'm kind of going all over the place now here, but I kind of love it. Like, do I want to go with Freddie Anderson? Is he going to play enough games? I'll be honest, I hate every single one of these players that's here. Ryan O'Reilly, Jeff Skinner. I know he's on Edmonton now, but, like, still. Slavkovsky, Lafreniere. Slavkovsky I like, but I can't have him in Caulfield. Like, Montreal's not good enough yet for them to have both of those as a combo on your team. Tuck, Horvat, Kopitar, Nelson is an option. Hurdle I do like on Vegas this year. He could be a 60-point guy. I'm doing it. Quinn Byfield. It's a reach, but maybe a reach. Is it even a reach? What is that, the 8th round? Yeah, 8th round. I don't know if that's a reach. Okay, when we come back around here, it'll be right in this spot. Not that you have to follow the ADP, obviously, to a T, but... okay, let's look goalies here, because we do need another goalie. All we have is Vasi. UPL. If I can get UPL at my next spot, I would take him. Gustafson or Decord, also an option there. Binnington the last 2 years has made St. Louis look so much better than they actually are. Can he continue to do that is the thing. I think he'll have flashes, but I think St. Louis will still be good this year. You know, getting Holloway and Broberg, I think, will be undervalued additions and kind of shit that got swept under the rug because it kind of happened in like the weirdest time of the summer. So, all right, round 9. We are looking. There's a lot of centers, as I mentioned. Look they're stacking up. Nelson's still there from last time when I almost took him. Not gonna do it. Oh my God, here. We'll go UPL. UPL, good goal. Like we're gonna wrap around here with UPL, and then I'm gonna take Jake Sanderson to round out my D, and then we just focus on forwards. There's so many forwards that you could take later on in the draft. They're just as valuable, if not as valuable, as forwards you can get in the 9th or 10th round. And those guys will be available for way longer than you think. As I mentioned, Brock Nelson almost fell for it. All these guys will be here for the rest of this draft. I guarantee you, because everybody else has centers, pretty much except for me at this point. So centers are not important unless you get some of the top ones at the first pick of them in the first round. Hopefully he doesn't lose his job to Devin Levi. Jake Sanderson, I truly think this is a dark horse for the Vezina. 120-1 on FanDuel, like taking over first power play duties. When Chabot was hurt last year, he was the clear first defenseman. I think we're going to see him have an insanely good year, like 50-plus points for sure. I mean, last year he's 38. I think he could add 12 points to his season. All right, so Jake Sanderson, we're taking him. Draft. As I mentioned, love Jake Sanderson. So now we've rounded out our D here. We're through round 10. So we have Bedard. We're missing a center. We're missing a right winger. Have all our D. Have all our left wingers. Have 2 goalies. So now this is just all value. And who we want as our last centerman or second centerman. There's some options, obviously, here. Even into here, like let's just keep. Cousins is a guy I like. Celebrini's there. Stankoven's there. Victor Arvidsson. I think that he is also a solid value, considering he's in a similar position as Jeff Skinner, but his ADP is much further down. I think you don't really know at this point who's going to be the big point getter. And he goes, as I'm talking to him, mouse over him. Tom Wilson, I think, will have a bounce back year. I like him too. Gustafson's there. I could reach on another goalie. Toffoli, I think, will have a solid year playing next to Macklin, Celebrini. I believe William Eklund is the other guy that's going to be on that first line. Leo Carlson. We go really far down here. Tyler Seguin, Thomas Chabot. Yeah, we're not going to be drafting any of these guys. Luke Hughes is an interesting option. Cam Talbot. Casey Middlestad, who had a really good year with Buffalo last year and then obviously on Colorado now. Eli Tolvanen, Daniel Sprong. If only Daniel Sprong can get more minutes. Gets minutes, he scores. Lane Hudson. I think it's a little early to be taking some stock on Lane Hudson. We don't even know if he's going to be on the team. He should be. But people are saying he should be taking over the spot on first power play at the point for Matheson. All right. I am now 2 picks away. Don't necessarily know what we're going to do here. Am I going to take another center? I think now we just take Brock Nelson. At this point, I do need a center, and I like him there. And now we can look. Honestly, I think I'm going to try to I'm going to bolster up our goalies, and I'm going to take Gustafson. Oh, did he get taken? Oh, shit. There's actually like no goalies left. We can go Corpy. Corpy late. I think I'm just going to go Korpisalo. I know maybe I'm reaching a little bit, but like the value here, none of these other guys are full-time starters. Ingram, there's Vamelka, Varlamov, Sorokin, Talbot, you have Lyon and Husso. Lindgren, you have Logan Thompson, Askarov, who knows, Copley, Fedotov on Philly could be an interesting pick. I'm going with Korpisalo. All right, rolling into round 13 here. Team is looking solid. Bedard, Nelson, Kaprizov, Cole Caulfield, Quentin Byfield, Roman Josi, Dougie Hamilton, Brock Faber, Jake Sanderson, Andre Vasilevsky, UPL, Jonas Korpisalo. So we need another right winger, and we need a couple bench pieces. What do we got at right winger right now? Stone, Duchesne, Coleman, Lawson Krause, Kyle Palmieri, Nick Schmaltz. JJ Peterka is a really interesting option here. He is probably someone I'm going to take to fill that right wing spot. I do really like that. DeBrusk even would be a good option on Vancouver now. Wow, Joel Farabee is quite high up here. Dylan Guenther, another interesting option. A guy who could absolutely light up the score sheet in Utah. To be seen, but potential for sure. Okay, JJ Peterka, come on. Love it. Okay, who else do we have on D? Cam York, Matt Roy. Okay, there's still another, there's some. Then, like, do I take a shot on Celebrini? Or Stankoven, maybe? So many good players still further down here, like Tyson Forrester. I think if you're going to go with someone here, you're going to go with Dylan Cousins. I like him to bounce back this year. Get another centerman there. Now we look for a D and another winger, and then that we call it. All right, coming up on the last few picks, we've talked about a lot of these players at this point. I'd probably take a look at Dylan Guenther, want some a little bit more goal scoring. Maybe Tyler Bertuzzi, for some more hits. DeBrusk, also an option there, playing probably with Elias Peterson and maybe Daniel Sprong. In terms of defensemen, I think there's guys like, you can look at maybe a Bowen Byram if he's still there. He looks like he just got taken somewhere. Orlov on Carolina. You have three guys on Carolina right here that you can look at. Cam York's always an interesting option. Created a ton of offense last year for the Flyers out of that defenseman spot. Owen Power is interesting. Minchikov had a pretty solid year last year. Okay. Let's go with Dylan Guenther. I like this pick. And then we're going to grab another defenseman for our last pick. Do we want a Matt Roy kind of guy? Maybe bolster up the hits, some more shots. Sean Walker could be an X factor there, but I know it takes some time for some of these Carolina defensemen, and they struggle early to learn the Brendan Moore system. Orlov struggled. D'Angelo struggled. So probably rather take some of these. Probably would rather take Orlov here, but I think I'm going to go with Roy. I need a little bit more physicality on the team. We need some more people who can hit. All right, that is it. Let's take a look at the squad. Take a look at the squad. Bedard, Nelson, Kirill Kaprizov, Cole Caulfield, Quentin Byfield, Peterka, Roman Josi, Dougie Hamilton, Brock Faber, Jake Sanderson, Dylan Cousins, Guenther, Matt Roy, and then Vasilevsky, UPL, and Korpisalo. Pretty solid squad here. Drafting out of the 12 spot. I'd say takeaways here. Go for one of those top wingers, Kaprizov, Tkachuk, Matt Tkachuk. At the end of that first round, if you can get a Josi or Quinn Hughes on your wraparound pick, you're in a great spot. I think that's a big takeaway early on in the round, and then take centers late. I think from that 12 spot, that's a key factor as well, because you're not getting any of those really good centers early, in those first 5 or 6 picks, so you might as well just wait. I took Bedard, but then I waited for Brock Nelson and got him, who is at the top of that list you saw in the 8th round. I got him in the spot. So, hope you guys had some takeaways from the draft. Shout out to FanDuel Canada for sponsoring the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hockey season is almost here, folks. I can't wait for the season to start. And I'll see you guys in the next video.